Hello, Box Puppy. My slight lateness today is brought to you by walking by my dining room and discovering that my poor Peace Lily was extremely wilty. So wilted. Anyway, so I am trying a wider screen view for my camera so as to get all the little ditchling friends in. And yeah. So last time I got most of the way through chapter 1. So we're going to be picking up right after the big plot choice of chapter 1, and I'm going to be aiming, because the chapter lengths are really inconsistent. Indeed, poor thirsty plant friend. Hopefully we'll feel a lot better now that I have overwatered it so much that I had to deal with a water overflow. Probably good for it. So yes. So I'm going to be picking up right after the big choice of chapter 1, and my plan going forward is to try to aim for like roughly 2-hour chunks for this, because the chapter lengths are pretty irregular. So it's a way to kind of regularize my stream. Like that one time I did chapter, like, I'm 4 hours is a little much for me as a streamer, and that one time that I did whichever chapter that was, it was I want to say it was like chapter 3, I did it all in one go as one of my late night streams for this, and it was a lot. And I would like to try and avoid a repeat of that. So alright. We're gonna pick up from here. And I know that Fox Puppy, you know what's the what, and I assume most anyone who'd be joining this stream will also not need a recap, so we'll probably do the chapter 2 recap when it comes up. Alright. Let me also just turn the music up a little, just because this is a game with great music. Okay. And here you are, back in town, away from the woods, with no one but Stella in sight. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. Now that you're back in town, you must finally be getting reception again. 6 missed calls from Tabitha, and 13 text messages. I'm gonna try. You try and call Tabitha back, but it goes straight to voicemail. So I'm gonna then, because this is our good cousin run, so we're gonna be like worried that we worried Tabitha. So tried to call her, went to voicemail, so we'll text her that she's okay. You text Tabitha back and let her know that you're okay. Your message sits unread. Rowan. Tabitha seems worried. Stella. It's pretty late, isn't it? God, what a mess this night's been. I can't believe you punched one of those things. Rowan. It felt like hitting a bag of Organs. Not that that's something I've done, but it was just like meat suspended in jelly that was barely held together in a stretched out bag. I don't think it had bones. Stella. Dang, and here I thought skunk ape sounded gross. Alright, I am gonna do this explore option. I hope you don't mind me asking, but why on earth did you ask Duke if you could walk back? Stella. That's a fair question. I've just had some bad experiences with cars. I don't know how to drive them, and I don't like getting into them unless it's literally a question of life or death. Which I guess tonight was. Sorry if I weirded you out. I'm not sure. Like, you know, Duke and the dog are fine, so I'm gonna go with who needs to call the cops and not worry about it. What do you make of everything we saw? Stella. I don't know. I haven't seen or read about anything like this. Although, maybe we've got to find out more about those things. The library doesn't open for a while, so any real research will have to wait until the morning. That being said, there is someone in town who might have some useful information. My friend's mom. Her place isn't far. We should head over now before it gets any later. I'm gonna err on the side of I should check in with Tabitha, but then try to hopefully go anyway. I should probably check in on Tabitha. Stella. My friend's place is on the way back, and stopping by shouldn't take long. You sure you don't want to stop in first? I know I wouldn't want to head up that mountain road by myself after everything that's happened tonight. When you put it like that, how can I say no? Stella. Cool, let's go. Don't mind me, I got new glasses and I'm still trying to get the nose pads to the point where they're not digging into my nose. Alright, Stella. I hope she's still awake. Stella knocks on the door. Oh, right, it's Mr. Wayne. Keen eye. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot a shadowy figure staring at you from across the road. You didn't hear it approach. Stella, I think someone's watching us. She turns to look. Rowan. Stella. Jesus! Welcome home. Before you can respond, the door behind you swings open. An older woman stands in the entryway. Go home, Wayne. I can't help you tonight. You look back and the figure is already gone, disappeared into the shadows of the night. I'm sorry about that, Stella. Some people just can't be helped. What brings you out here so late? And who is this? Stella. Hi, Mrs. Forsyth. This is Rowan. Is it okay if we come in? Mrs. Forsyth. Of course. You're in luck. I just put on water for hibiscus tea. And for goodness sake, you can call me Sybil. You're an adult now, after all. Welcome to my little nook. It's nice to finally meet you, Rowan. I was so sorry to hear about your mother. Vivian was such a lovely soul, and she's been sorely missed in the holler. And now poor Pearl Ann is gone as well. Do let me know if there's anything you need while you're in town. Oh, Funny thing the devs added, if you make it clear to Stella on just being friends and have a decent relationship with Tabby, Stella starts flirting with Tabby instead of you. Nice. Also, hello, Johnny One Take. Spooky times indeed. Hooray for squinchy emote. I'm gonna make you some new emotes, I think, soon, because I never got around to asking my sister, and I can just make you some more pixelated ones if you're up for it. Alright. Right, okay, explore options. I'm gonna go with... Who was that outside? Sybil. Just a very sick man. You don't need to be worried about him. You knew my mom? Of course, dear. She was a good friend of mine for many years. She was such a lovely woman. You should come by sometime. I can delight you with unsavory tales of her youth. Oops. No, that's not what I meant to click. Okay. The hand washing icon but spooky because nobody ever washes their hands. On it, John. I will work on that probably later today because that sounds fun. All right. Okay, so I'm not gonna do the I never met Pearlan because that feels a little harsh to me. But how did you know that she died? Sybil. Oh, Pearlan was a chatty woman. Not much went on that I wouldn't get an earful of, bless her heart. I'm just gonna go ahead and be like, we need your help. Sybil. Yes, I suppose pleasantries can wait for another time. What's got you here so late? You seem troubled. Stella. You know about weird stuff, right? Unexplainable stuff? Sybil. I'm not so sure I follow, dear. I know which oils to use for which aches. I know a bit about classical spiritualism. Just what sort of unexplainable things are you talking about? Stella. We ran into some creatures out in the woods. These things. I don't even know how to describe them. Sybil. I can't say that I know much about local wildlife. My daughter has always had a brighter gift for nature than I. Stella. This wasn't the local wildlife, Mrs. Forsyth. Here, I can show you. Stella pulls out her camera and tilts the screen towards Sybil. Sybil. Ah, one of your little videos. Silence. Silence. More silence. Oh, where was this? Stella. Up in the mountain to the northwest. Was that northwest or northeast? I don't know if I read that right. Don't worry about it. Sybil. Within the town limits? Stella. Yes. Sybil. I see. Is there a way to make the video bigger and louder if you can? Stella. I'd need to plug the memory card into a computer. I could go back and get mine. Sybil. No need. Kanika should still be awake. She can lend us hers. You'd better come with, Stella. I'm sure she'll be more willing to help a friend than her nosy mother. Kenai. Kanika's door is covered with stickers, their edges frayed from recent but failed attempts to remove them. This is a childhood room someone was unhappy to return to. Interesting! I think that might have been new content. Because I've played through this with Kenai before, and I don't remember that. Unless, I mean, maybe on my Kenai run I didn't go to Kanika's house, but I don't quite recall. But, like, that's a cool little detail. I do remember reading in the updates that they did update a bunch of stuff in this scene, so I'm looking forward to it. Sybil. Kanika, come out. We could use a little help. Kanika. What, Mom? Oh, hey, Stella. And Gretchen, who's a good potato? And a stranger. What are you doing in my house? Oh, it is new because the door is new, Box Puppy. Good call. I forgot the door wasn't even there. I'm gonna go, what are you doing in my house? I'll explain that directly. I was helping Stella film a video in the woods, and something terrible happened. Kanika. Tabitha's cousin? Stella. Yep. Sybil. Sweetie, we were wondering if we could borrow your laptop. Stella and her friend have a video to show us. Stella. It's really important, Kanika. Kanika. Silence. Okay. My room's a mess. I'll just bring it out there. Stella. Heads up, Kanika. This is graphic. There's a lot of dead and sick animals on the recording. Kanika. You know I have a harder stomach than any of our friends. I'm pressing play. Silence washes over the room as the video plays. Kanika. Stella, what the hell is this? Sybil. Silence. Stella. I'm sorry either of you had to see this, but Rowan and I have no idea how to make heads or tails of it. Kanika. Stella, are you okay? Did you get hurt? Stella. I'm fine, really. I'm okay. I don't feel like I need to interject here. These people don't know me well. You remain silent. Sybil. Unfortunately, if these creatures are what I think they are, the two of you are embroiled in something quite sinister. My grandmother used to call them ditchlings, and they are a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. Kanika. Mom, come on. Whatever's doing this is serious. Stop scaring Stella and Rowan with this tailypo crap. Sybil. Kanika, sweetie, let your mother talk. The creatures themselves are harmless to people, despite that grisly scene in the woods. But just as birds flock before a storm, the ditchlings congregate where tragedy is soon to fall. To see one is to be cursed by fate. To see so many in one place is... Sybil holds her silence. Kanika. Jesus, Mom, they've clearly had a rough night. They don't need this... Stella. It's okay, Kanika. This is helpful. Kanika. Stella, whatever these things are, they aren't magic. Stella. We can't rule that out. Not after what we saw. But fine, let's focus on what we know. Whatever they are, they're doing something to these animals. You saw that nest. What were those growths? Oh man, they're all Oh, I wanna be able to do both the powerful build and the keen eye choice here. But tragically, I'm pretty sure I can only pick one. Alack, alas. Alright. I will do the powerful build one, I think. Rowan.
I punched one of them in the face. It was super gross and squishy, like it didn't have bones.
Kanika. You punched one of them?
Also, wait, that doesn't make any sense. How can they move like that without bones?
Stella.
Rowan's not lying. I saw them punch one with my own eyes. And that's a good question, Neeks. How can they move like that without bones?
Clearly something supernatural is afoot. Kanika. It's much more likely that they're just misremembering things. That being said, that sounds kind of grub-like. I wonder if those growths are like some sort of parasitic larval stage. But I don't want to jump to any conclusions about something this out there, not without doing some research or talking to a biologist. I'm sure there's a rational explanation that'll clear all of this up. Sybil. Silence. Oh dear, I'd forgotten entirely about the tea I'd put on. Let me fix you a couple of cups. It will help soothe your nerves. Stella. I don't know. It's getting late, and I should let Rowan get some rest. I ran them ragged today with all the hiking and running through the woods in terror. Yeah. Yeah, I'm about ready to pass out. Thanks for the help, Sybil, and it was nice to meet you, Kanika. Sorry it had to be under such weird circumstances. Kanika. Hopefully the next time we meet will be a little less terrifying. Stella. We should all hang out this week, Kanika. Maybe we could even get Reese to chill with us. I could really use it, but for now, thank you both so much for everything. Sybil. Let me get you some of my house-made peppermint tea to go. It really does wonders to soothe the soul. Kanika. Bye, Stella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? And call me if you need to talk. Stella. Thanks, Kanika. I'll see ya. Kanika. Bye, Rowan. Sybil. It's excellent iced or warm, though with the nights getting chillier, warm will probably be best. Helps wake up the bones. Be careful out there, both of you. Sybil turns and closes the door behind her. Stella. Alrighty, let's head back home. My home, I mean. And here we are. You're welcome to stay the night if you want. Yeah. No, I'm gonna stick with... I should probably head back and check on Tabitha. Stella. That's sweet of you. Are you sure you're okay heading back up that mountain alone? Sybil said that the ditchlings are harmless. I think I'll be okay. It's not far. Stella. Well, I won't stop you if you really want to go back. Here's my number. Call me when you get there, okay? And good luck. You and Stella exchange numbers. Stella. I'll see you tomorrow? Yeah, we're in this together. Stella. Yeah, we are. Stay safe, buddy. You begin the long hike back up to the Scarlet estate alone. Almost home. You've made it. Your salvation in sight, you make a mad dash to the door. As you reach for the knob, the door swings open. Tabitha. Where the hell have you been? I called you back as... Rowan. I called you back as soon as I had reception. Tabitha. Did you? I didn't notice. Do you know anyone named Wayne? Tabitha. I employ over 100 people. I'm sure I know a Wayne. Rowan. Look, I got suckered into something. Sorry to worry you. This Stella girl had me come with her on this night hike to find cryptids. Tabitha. Ah, so you met Stella then. Ugh, that explains everything. And she's gotten you all worked up.
I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. Rowan. I'm still all hyped up on adrenaline from tonight. I would love to just hang out for a little while, cool down a bit. Tabitha. No, I'm not going to hang out with you. It's late. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Don't do anything stupid while I'm asleep. Just go to your room and sleep. You're alone in the estate. The sound of the wind whistling through the house gives you an uneasy feeling in your gut. It's probably best to turn in and try and leave the night behind you. As you settle into your room, you remember that Stella asked you to call her once you got back. I'm going to call her because that's the responsible thing to do when you have just made a new friend, gone through a horrible, terrifying experience together, and then walked home alone through the mountain trail at night. You pull out your phone and call. Stella. Hey, how are you? Did you make it back all right? I died, actually, but no, I'm not going to do that. Rowan. All good here. Gonna head to bed, I think. Stella. Good idea. Get some good Z's, okay? We'll talk tomorrow. From the relative safety of this uncomfortable bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else, though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and you're warm. Eventually, the sun will rise and chase away the monsters, and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a boring week in the mountains with your sour-faced cousin. It's a nice thought, but deep down you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. Oh, hello, Pukara! Well, I guess hello. Hopefully you've got my captions up. But yeah, no, the art in this is so pretty. Good timing, actually, if you're enjoying the artwork, because these are the post-Chapter 1 art snippets that are just very cool. Guess, yeah, that's definitely... Aw, buddy. Oh, so that was Reese, and then this is the blood stain in the haunted room. We still haven't really dealt with the alpacas, llamas probably, right? And whatever is in that burrow. Also still haven't dealt with the pumpkin. We've heard about the pumpkin, but not dealt with it. Oh, yes, I did see the stuff for the new game Box Puppy. I was thinking about looking into if people are allowed to stream it yet. But I wanted to finish up this run first of Scarlet Hollow, so. But maybe when I'm done with this, I will look into possibly streaming that. Oh, and to give other people context, the people who created this game have made a new, very creepy looking game, in which your main goal is to slay a princess. It looks fascinating and creepy. Alright, this is the end of episode 1. Episode 2 awaits. If you'd like to continue with this world state, blah 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 blah. Yeah, let's see the recap of episode 1. Okay, good to know. So, streams are allowed, and I know it's just the demo, but I think that would be a fun thing to stream, so I'll probably do that as soon as I'm done with this Scarlet Hollow run. And I'm gonna try to stream every Sunday, as barring Sundays that I'm not available, so hopefully I'll have some forward progress will get made in a timelier fashion. Would you like to? Yes, so yeah, why not? Let's see the episode 1 recap again. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus... Did I really just click that as I was in the middle of reading it? I did. Let's try that again. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops and CD depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet. Your cousin's mother and your aunt seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Tabitha. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. Avery. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Stella. Ha! Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. Avery. Look, if you're not going to go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm going to do it for you. Stella sighs. Stella. I'm a YouTuber. Avery. She hunts cryptids. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Duke. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of these woods at dawn. Duke. Come on, you, whatever your name is, grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. You heroically dive forward, tucking Gretchen under one arm and grabbing the flashlight with the other. Duke. I said, aim the damn thing! Quick! Perfect. Wayne. Welcome home. Sybil. My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they are a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. Oh, cool, Box Puppy. There's some fun new stuff for Mystic after the patch. So noted. Oh, maybe I should have done Powerful Build Mystic, but ah well. Next time, maybe. From the relative safety of your cousin's uncomfortable guest bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else, though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and you're warm. Tuesday morning awaits. But yeah, no, I will take that. I will probably, like, thanks for the heads up, Box Puppy. I may just go through and, like, play that on my own to see the changes. Because what do I have for runs that I want to get through when we get to Chapter 4 so far? So I've got the Dembo run, which is hot and powerful build. And then I've got the Silent Max run, which is Mystic and Talk to Animals. Then didn't I have 3, or did I just have those 2, and now I'm doing the Good Cousin run? Yeah, okay, I think the ones I was streaming are just those ones. So, Tuesday morning awaits. Time to wake up. You open your eyes. The sun has risen. The birds are singing. You are still alive, and for now, you are safe. Your gaze wanders across the room to the window and the woods beyond. You wonder if the monsters are lurking there, right now, just beyond the trees, ready to pounce as soon as you leave the crumbling estate. A familiar unease settles into your gut, tangling into a knot of anxiety, wriggling as the events of last night play out in your head. You can't help but remember the sight of pale faces jeering at you from the trees, their calls echoing through the woods as you ran for your life. You're not sure if you'll ever feel okay again after what you've seen, but you can't stay in bed forever. Oh yeah, Box Puppy, the Karen run. I've actually been considering, because I just kind of ran out of steam to record it on my own, so I've been considering streaming the Karen run, like, maybe as another, like, late night thing, like I did with the Silent Max run. So, I'm thinking about it. You're not sure if you'll ever feel okay again after what you've seen, but you can't stay in bed forever. Hunger pulls you from the clammy depths of the mattress. around the room at all? Because I kind of skipped that on the last chapter. It's not really useful for me to talk to Dustin, the possums, because, like, I don't have talk to animals in this. Closet's just kind of creepy. Don't really need to look out the window. I think I'm gonna just get dressed and head down to the kitchen. Yeah, and I'm not gonna text Stella because I'm trying to avoid going a romance route with Stella. Time to start your day. You're back in the kitchen. Frou-Frou eyes you from her favorite spot on the counter. Excuse me, ma'am, but may I pet your beautiful fur? Part of you hopes that flattery might win her over, as silly as that may seem. You are, after all, talking to a cat. Frou-Frou merely flicks her tail faster. It doesn't look promising. Tabitha. Hey! You sure took your time getting up. I'm thinking, okay, how do I be a good cousin right now? Oh, shit. If I looked out the window, I could have seen Wayne. Oh, okay, we're going back. We're gonna do that. Okay. Load from here. Thank you, Box Puppy. We're gonna look out the window. You creep towards the window, careful not to be seen by whatever might be lurking in the garden. For a second, you thought you saw movement. It could have been an animal. It could have been something else. Whatever it was, it's gone now. Maybe you'll head out there and investigate after you've finished waking up. Well, I'm gonna go right back to get dressed and wander to the kitchen. Time to start your day. You're back in the kitchen. Frou-Frou eyes you from her favorite spot on the counter. Alright, I'm gonna skip through this because I already did it, but I'm gonna do the same choices. Tabitha. You sure took your time getting up. Okay, right, so I'm trying to figure out the good cousin answer. So, hey cuz is a little too friendly. Tabitha doesn't like it when you're, like, all the time happy-go-lucky friendly. But I also don't want to be rude, so, and I'm not really going to be trying to leave. That's, like, I'm going to ignore those types of options. It's like 8 a.m. feels a little rude. These other two also feel like they might be rude, so I feel like maybe just skip ahead to what's the plan for the day? What's the plan for the day? Tabitha. The plan is that I go to work and do my job, and you stay out of trouble. I'm late enough as it is, so listen up. I wanted to make sure I relayed this message in person in case you decided to ignore my texts again. I don't want any repeats of last night. From now on, no running around in the woods after dark. It's dangerous out there. You could fall down a cliff. You could get stuck in a hidden cave somewhere. You could get lost in the woods and never be found. Just because nothing happens here doesn't mean it's safe. And just because Stella spends a lot of time in the woods, it doesn't mean she'll keep you out of trouble. I want you home by sunset from here on out. Okay, I am gonna be like, what is up with you and Stella? Tabitha. Silence. We just have a history, that's all. I don't need to explain myself to you. So there's, I'm sorry about last night, or I'm sorry about last night, but what you're doing is unacceptable. Or yeah, don't worry about it, or sure, whatever. I'm obviously not gonna do sure, whatever. I think I'm just gonna apologize, because I know that Tabitha likes when people are kind of like, you know, push back again. Like, Tabitha's favorite qualities are not just you're nice to her, but also you push back on her. And yeah, Box Puppy, exactly. She's not wrong. So I don't think what she's doing is unacceptable at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and just apologize. I'm sorry about last night. I had no idea what was going to happen, and I didn't think I'd worry you like that. Tabitha. Good. Glad we're on the same page. I'm late enough as it is. I'm going to work, and I expect to see you here at sunset. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Tabitha. Sunset. Your cousin huffily exits the kitchen. Her footsteps fade down the hall, ending in the characteristic creak, then slam of the front door as it opens and closes behind her. Once again, you are the only human in the estate. A text from Stella. Stella. Hey, hope you're holding up okay, or as good as you can with all the stuff we saw last night. I was up most of the night on cryptid forums. No real answers yet. I'm at the library now if you want to join. I have scones. Yeah. Cool. On my way. And that's that. Time to start your day. I am going to investigate the garden, though. As your eyes wander to the garden door, you shudder, remembering a brief glimpse of something you saw from your upstairs window. The brief glimpse. But it was probably just a raccoon, but the uncertainty of what you saw gnaws at you and compels you to investigate, if only to prove that it was nothing. At the very least, you don't see anything now. Investigate further. You wander farther into the garden, trying to pinpoint the spot where the thing had been lurking, if indeed there had been a thing to begin with. Take it all in. The garden is peaceful, but undeniably eerie. Here, more than anywhere else, you're surrounded by the ghost of what this place used to be. A greenhouse sits in the midst of the overwhelming greenery, unreachable from years of neglect. Its glass clouded and cracked. Statues reach out from within seas of weeds as if begging to be rescued. And most strikingly, behind a pair of rusted metal gates, at the very peak of the mountain, sits a graveyard. You can just make out a few of the headstones, the Scarlet name carved deep and proud into their faces. You notice what a good view someone would have of your window if they stood right where you're standing right now. You crouch down, pushing aside the greenery to examine the soft earth. A boot print. A big boot print. And what looks like some kind of viscera. Your thoughts turn to the specter from the night before. You snap a quick photo, just in case it comes in handy later. You send the photo to Stella. Look what I found in the garden across from my window. No way that's Tabitha-sized. You head back inside. Time to figure out what to do with the rest of your day. Head to town. The walk back to town is much less pleasant today than it was yesterday when you didn't yet know that the woods were full of monsters and strange men who know your name. You stare anxiously into the darkness between the trees, searching for any signs of movement. But the woods are still, at least for now. The autumn-tinged mountains, sprawling for miles in every direction, now feel less like beautiful scenery and more like the walls of a cage. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. Stella. Jeez, that's creepy. All the more reason to come to the library. Look who I found at the library. She said she was up all night thinking about the video. Adding you to a group text. Kanika. I'm only here because it's quieter than the store. Or was, lol. And I'm trying to figure out what animal that could be. I don't buy into this harbinger of doom stuff. Stella. We know what animals they are. They're ditchlings, and they are harbingers of doom. Sounds like they're having fun. On my way. Almost back to town. You make it to town in one piece. No creatures jumped out at you. No scary men blocked your path. The sight of other people is comforting, helping you forget the things you've witnessed, as if they happened to someone else. Avery. Oh, hey, Rowan. We were just talking about you. I stopped by Sybil's to pick up her new tea blend, and, well, Sybil, you're the biggest thing to come into town since the coal mine. Folks have been absolutely buzzing about you. Avery. You went out with Stella last night, right? Did something happen out there? She barely even waved when she walked by. I'm gonna just tell the whole truth, because why not? I like Avery. Stella and I went into the woods to try and find a skunk ape, but we ran into something way worse. Actual monsters. Sybil said they're called ditchlings, but whatever they are, there are dozens of them, and they're mutilating the local wildlife. Avery. Whoa, slow down. Y'all actually found something out there? Sybil. I can corroborate. I might not have been out there with them, but I've seen their footage and they encountered something otherworldly in those woods. Avery. Man, you seem way more calm about this than I'd be. Tell you what, I'm on break for the next half hour. How about you swing by the diner? Winnie can fix you some of Sybil's new blend and try and calm your nerves. Sybil. It's chaga and lemon balm. It's always helped me on the bad days. Avery. And if you need to talk about what happened, I'm all ears. Anyway, it's up to you. See you around, Rowan. See you, Sybil. Sybil. Take care now, Avery. I'd better get back to it myself. I'm glad I was able to catch you this morning, if only to see how you were holding up. Please don't hesitate to stop by if I can be of any help. Thanks, Sybil. Sybil. Of course. Stay safe, Rowan, and God bless. Yeah, so for the most part, so other than my main goal in this run is to be best friends with Tabitha. But so that means I'm kind of just defaulting to the answers that feel most natural to me. So, like, kind of what I think I would say in that situation, or what I'd be most likely, how I personally would be most likely to respond. So it's kind of the vibe I'm going for here. You probably have a bit of time before you're needed at the library. I'm gonna swing by the diner. You head towards the diner. The diner is a little quiet today, but the air is still heavy with the tantalizing smell of breakfast. I'm not gonna worry about warning the patrons of the danger, that feels a little excessive. But I am gonna talk to Avery. You slide into the booth across from Avery. Avery. Hey there, stranger. Before you can exchange words, Winnie sidles up, a fresh mug of tea in hand. Winnie. Heard you might need this. The answer to 29 down is oink, by the way. Avery. What? But the clue is pen sound. How is that the sound a pen makes? Wait, pen like pig pen? Are you kidding me? How was I supposed to guess that? Winnie. I don't know why you even bother with those things. They're just gonna frustrate you. Avery. It's just something to do to fill the time, but maybe I should switch to Sudoku. Winnie leaves Avery contemplating daily newspaper puzzles, returning to her seat behind the counter. Avery. So, thanks for telling me about last night. If you want to really get into the grisly details, you can tell me. I won't judge. I'm gonna start by trying my tea. You hesitantly take a sip of your tea. It tastes like you're drinking mold that someone tried to unsuccessfully spruce up with lemon balm. It tastes healthy! Maybe I will politely put the tea down, because I don't want to just choose all the same options that I chose, like, on my demo run. So I'm gonna try politely putting the tea down and never picking it back up. You politely put the tea back down, never intending to pick it back up, but nobody needs to know that. Avery. I probably should have warned you about the tea. Chaga does not mess around. It's a fungus harvested from local birch trees. It's supposed to be super healthy for you, and it sure tastes like it. It's a challenging drink. You know, as someone who, like, loves pu'er and, like, a lot of, like, really earthy green teas in real life, I probably wouldn't mind chaga tea. Also, don't mind me, my eyes are just a little itchy. Alright. I'm gonna tell Avery about last night. You spill the beans, glad to have someone to talk to about the horrors you've witnessed. Avery. Wow, that is some heavy stuff. No wonder Stola seemed distant. Monsters in the woods. I may not have lived here long, but I've never heard of anything like that happening around these parts. I can't say I like the thought of it. I hadn't pegged you as a transplant. Where are you from? Avery. I moved here from Charlotte. Gosh, 3 years ago now? Maybe a little more. I've lost track. Aunt Winnie offered me a place to stay and a job, and who was I to pass on that sort of generosity? To be honest, it still feels like I just moved in. Practically everyone apart from the Cole folks grew up in this town, so it's like I'm the perpetual new kid. Don't get me wrong, folks here are plenty polite and friendly, but there's a shared history I'll never be part of. I like that keen-eye option. Maybe you're more at home here than you think. Stella really talked up your party yesterday. I don't think she'd have done that if she didn't think you were really part of the town. It could be that you're getting in your head about fitting in. Avery. Hey, you know, thanks. I hadn't actually thought about it like that. Why'd you leave Scarlet, if you don't mind me asking? Avery. Nah, it's cool. I was having some issues with my folks about my education, which, wasn't great. Especially since I was still stuck under their roof. When my aunt heard about it, she offered me a job and a place to stay, and the rest is history. I'm gonna go ahead and also do the powerful build option. I know that everything I told you about last night was a lot, but I'm not gonna let anything happen to you or this town. You're on the case. Avery. Thanks, Rowan. I'm not typically one to get worried, but that's especially true with someone like you around. Aw, man. It looks like my shift is starting. I hope you're doing a bit better. Maybe the Haga's had a chance to start working its magic. I'm gonna keep my ears open for you. The diner is where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if anyone mentions those monsters or anything else strange or unusual. Avery slips out of the booth, giving a friendly half-wave before disappearing into the back. You leave the diner, ready to continue your day. It's time to head to the library. I'm not going to worry about going to the general store, because You enter the former town hall. What once must have been a stately foyer has since been converted into rows of shelves. Meeting rooms and offices long ago gave way to assorted reference collections and reading areas. Stella. Oh, hey, you made it! I'm not gonna shush Stella. Settle in with Stella and Kanika. You head over to Stella and Kanika's table and settle in. Stella. You made it! Glad you could join us. Kanika. Morning, Rowan. You look tired. Yeah. Ha, yeah, the estate isn't the easiest place to get a good 8 hours. I never realized houses could get so windy. Stella. I can only imagine. That place was already falling apart the last time I was there, and it's been years. Kanika. I can't believe it hasn't been condemned. Not that there's anyone here to do the condemning. Anyway, I guess we should get started. Stella. Oh! Before I forget, we've got to talk about that photo you sent me this morning. Kanika, check this out. Rowan found it in Tabby's garden this morning, right in line of sight of their room. Kanika. What in the world is that liquid around it? It looks like pus. Rowan. Do you think it's Wayne? Kanika. That creep who keeps coming around my mom's tea room? Stella. He snuck up on us last night and called Rowan out by name, and those boot prints match up with the mining getup. Kanika. Whoa. Apparently I missed a lot last night, huh? Stella. I wonder if there's any connection between that guy and what happened in the woods last night. Kanika. Like what? Stella. I mean, I don't have anything specific, but we do have that whole prophecy of impending doom angle to explore, and this photo is weird. Kanika. I can't stop thinking about those splatters on the ground. If he's sick, maybe it's from the creatures you encountered? Hey there, strangers. And literal stranger. Rowan. Hey, I'm Rowan, Tabitha's cousin. I'm in town for the funeral. Oh, I should have known you were a Scarlet. You look so much like Vivian. Not that I knew her very well. I was still a little kid when she left. But the Scarlet resemblance, it's strong. I'm Oscar Gutierrez, Chief Librarian. And only librarian. Stella. Oscar's amazing. He practically built this library from scratch. Oh, hello, Six Card! Thank you for lurking! Oh, and also hello to Pow. I missed to Pow as well. Hello to Pow and Six Card. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of shoutouts, I think. Johnny one take was here earlier. And... yeah! Alright, awesome fellow streamers to check out. Alright, Kanika. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of what the kids around here get to grow up with. They don't know how good they have it. Back when I was in elementary school, all the library had was a couple shelves of boring books donated by old people. Oscar. Y'all are too kind. But speaking of kids, have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. You know the crowd she hangs around with. Stella. They're good kids at heart. I'm sure they're just up at the old Maxwell place doing teen stuff. I went up there plenty of times in my day, but I'll be sure to keep my eyes peeled. What's the old Maxwell place? Stella. It's this great old abandoned spot. We used to hang out there when we were teens. Kanika. I can't believe I used to be so reckless. The floors there were like Swiss cheese. Oscar. I should really have a talk with Rosalina when she gets home. Yeah, maybe I will err a little on the side of caution here. I don't like the thought of teens getting up to mischief with all those ditchlings in the woods. Oscar. Ditchlings? Stella. That's actually why we came in today. Have you ever heard of them? They're a cryptid, and seeing one's supposed to mean a disaster's around the corner. Oscar. Doesn't ring a bell. Stella. Dang, worth a shot. Okay, if you were, say, trying to predict a horrible disaster that might befall our town, where would you start looking? Oscar. Well, they say history repeats itself, so I'd probably try to figure out what sort of disasters this region typically falls prey to. Should I be worried about something? Okay, that said, I'm gonna be right back because I went to take a sip of my water, and it is empty, and I cannot get through a visual novel without water. So I'm gonna be right back. Alright, I've got my newly refilled water bottle and I'm ready to keep going. Also, I'm just here. Okay, Oscar. Should I be worried about something? Stella. I don't know yet. I'll be right back. Gonna go nab some more books. Stella. Behave while I'm gone, Gretchen. Oscar. Oh, you don't have to worry about her, Stella. You're such a good dog, aren't you, Gretchen? Here, have a biscuit, old gal. Oh, that's so cute. Gretchen inhales the soft biscuit, drool leaking from her toothless mouth as she swallows it whole. Kanika. I'm pretty sure Stella's barking up the wrong tree, Oscar. I don't think you have to worry about any horrible calamity befalling the town. But she's right about the weird stuff. There's definitely something unusual going on out in those woods. Yeah, I'm gonna go with whatever's out there in the woods has been brutalizing the local wildlife. I don't think it's safe. Oscar, I'm gonna try calling Rosalina again. Kanika, I'm sure she's fine, really. Rosalina's a smart kid. She knows better than to go around getting into trouble, and we'll make sure to keep our eyes peeled. Oscar, thanks, Kanika. And Rowan, if you see a 13-year-old girl with a black braid and glasses, would you let her know that her dad is worried about her? Oscar anxiously wanders off, phone in hand. Stella. Got him! Just grabbed a whole mess of local history books. Stella sets a massive pile of books on the table and pulls up a chair. Alright. This is going to be so much faster with the two of you here to help out. Got our snacks, got our source documents. Let's get this research party started. Reading awaits. Alright, I'm going to go through all the books. It's been a while. So, flip through Veins of Scarlet, a history of the Scarlet Hollow coal mines. ... Forced into retirement at age 50 due to a war injury from his time in the Indian Wars, exacerbated by his short stint serving as a captain in the Confederacy. Silas Scarlet also lost his eldest two sons to that bloodiest of wars, leaving his third eldest son, Andrew Jackson Scarlet, to take charge of the mine. Under his leadership, the mine prospered, undoubtedly in part due to the growth of the railroad industry. Oh, yeah, Box Puppy, 100%. You say that, Kanika, but Rosalina and Alexis's crushes on each other are too strong for common sense to prevail. Yeah, that's the biggest thing that I understand gets teenagers to, act irrational. Well, teenagers act irrationally a lot, but even if you're a very sensible teenager, I hear tell that teenage crushes will make you act silly. Under his leadership, the mine prospered, undoubtedly in part due to the growth of the railroad industry. You know what? Actually, I do want to pause one more time. I say I hear, but I did have one crush in high school, and it probably did make me act a little silly. So it's not like I can't relate at all, but yeah. Just wanted to clarify my statement there. But yes. Under his leadership, the mine prospered, undoubtedly in part due to the growth of the railroad industry. ... Managed to evade the coal union for decades, making them one of the most profitable mines in the country. Andrew Scarlet built the surrounding town into what it is today, with expensive stone buildings, a bustling main street, and overseeing it all, the elegant Scarlet estate that was, until 1889, the largest and finest feat of architecture in the region. Culminating in the tragic collapse of 1918, it was found that Charles Shaw, the co-manager of the mine, had loosened security measures to increase production during World War I, resulting in a fatal collapse and the deaths of over 160 men and boys, some as young as 10. The casualties included Andrew Jackson Scarlet's eldest son Theodore, who had taken over for his aging father during the bustle of the war. His brother Enoch V. Scarlet managed to pull the mine from the brink of ruin, thereby saving the town. Aha. And of course we know things. Charles Shaw was not responsible at all. Enoch was a sneaky bastard. So this is how your family made its fortune. Flip through Silas Scarlet, soldier, woodsman, leader. Silas Everett Scarlet was born to Colonel Everett J. Scarlet in 1818, one of 12 siblings. He grew up in eastern North Carolina during a tumultuous time in the state's history, and not much is known about his life before he joined the army in 1836. He quickly rose through the ranks, in part due to his father's connections, but also due to a particular ruthlessness, for which he received the nickname Bloody Silas Scarlet. The federal government granted the now Captain Silas a tract of bounty land in exchange for his service in the Indian War, and he settled into the hills of North Carolina in 1841. That land would become Scarlet Hollow. But it started as a simple log cabin, built by Silas's own two hands, occupied by his family of 10. Silas, his wife Mary Joseph Scarlet, and their 8 children. ... Logging business brought many workers and fellow landowners to the hills, but it wasn't until Silas discovered rich seams of coal running underneath the entire region that Scarlet Hollow was really put on the map. He saved what he could and bought the surrounding hillside at a great discount, cleverly hiding what he knew about the land's true value. Thus, he had all the resources to found Scarlet Hollow's now famous coal mine. You're finished with this one. Fox Puppy, I wondered whether Teddy was the one in charge of the mine at the time, and if so, if the collapse was a ploy to either kill or discredit his brother so he could get the mine. Yeah, so the thing we see is in the flashback when you have Mystic, it's obviously the fault of a Scarlet, but I don't remember if it's specified which, so I guess technically it could have been the older brother, who was whatever, who cares about the bad wood, use it anyway. And then just, suffered from his own hubris. But I think it would make a lot of sense if Enoch, in fact, specifically was the one to insist on the, using the rotted wood, because he was hoping to take over the mine from his brother. That's definitely not outside the realm of the vibe I get from Enoch, from all the things we've heard described about him. Alright, we're gonna flip through Appalachian folk monsters. I'm not sure if I'm up for doing the Tailipo story at the same level of energy I have in other runs, but we'll see. A few entries catch your eye. I'm gonna skip the Wampus Cat for now. Tommyknockers. Enigmatic cave-dwelling creatures primarily known for causing mischief. Tommyknockers originated in Cornish mythology, spreading to the United States when Cornish immigrants began working in Appalachian mines. They're named for the knocking that can be heard from seemingly within the walls before a cave-in. According to some, the knocking serves as a benevolent warning. Others believe that the creatures take stolen hammers to the supports of mines and collapse them on whoever is unfortunate enough to still be inside. They are traditionally thought to be impish, leprechaun-like beings, but some claim they are the spirits of dead miners, forever cursed to haunt their final resting place. I guess the easy way would be to actually skip the Tailipo story. I actually might do that, yeah. So the Tailipo story is amazing, and I actually have a highlight of me reading the Tailipo story with voices and everything that I'm really proud of on my Twitch channel, so check that out. And for now, we'll skip it. You're done here. You close the book and put it back. I think I'm all done. Let's check in. Which is to say that I will be saying, I think I'm all done. Let's check in. Stella. Alright, if we're going with what Kanika's mom told us last night, I think we can rule out any natural disasters as what brought the ditchlings here. But not nuclear incidents. Looks like our state has a history with those. What about y'all? Find anything? Before you can respond, a handsome black cat leaps onto the table. Stella quickly slams her book shut. Stella. Aw, hey Pixel. Kanika. You might want to close your book. He loves to rip up any paper he can find. Stella. Ha, don't worry, little guy. I didn't forget your treats. Pixel immediately goes to town on Stella's treats. Oscar. Sorry if Pixel's bothering y'all. Hopefully she hasn't gobbled up any of our books. He can't stand the thought. Wait, I actually want to check something there. Hopefully, sorry, I think I read she when it's actually he. Pixel is a he. Hopefully he hasn't gobbled up any of our books. He can't stand the thought that people might pay attention to anything that isn't him. Why do you let a paper shredder freely wander the library? Oscar. Have you seen this little guy's face? How could I say no to that? You decide to leave Pixel be. The cat curls up on the table, fast asleep. Oscar. Alright, I'd better get back to shelving. Let me know if you all need anything. Stella, what was that you were saying about nuclear incidents? Kanika, you were talking about that Goldsboro thing, right? Stella, haha, yeah. Apparently in the 60s, a B-52 carrying a live warhead broke up midair and dropped a couple bombs. Fascinating. Oh, wait, Oscar. Fascinating bit of history there. The first of the 2 bombs landed upright after its parachute got caught in a tree. Thankfully, it didn't go off. At the time, the government claimed that the bomb was unarmed, but it later came out that the only thing preventing a detonation was a single electrical switch which failed to trigger on the descent. Stella. And 60 years later, the second bomb still hasn't been recovered. Oscar. Right, its conventional explosive disintegrated in midair, but most of the nuclear material was made unrecoverable by flooding. If I remember correctly, they just buried it and sealed it up. I don't think disarming nuclear bombs is part of our skill set. Kanika. Absolutely not. Also, Goldsboro is almost 400 miles from here. I think we're good. Stella. I'm just saying, you never know with radiation. Kanika. We actually know quite a bit. It just melts you, it doesn't make monsters. And a 60-year-old bomb isn't going to explode on its own hundreds of miles away and kill us here. Stella. You never know. There could always be a whole underground society of bomb-worshipping mutants just waiting to blow it up. Kanika. I've missed this. You lean in quietly and whisper to Stella and Kanika.
Do you guys think that there's, like, a cult here?
Oh, just catching up on chat. Pork roast, broccoli and cheese, and mashed potatoes. Nice. Sounds tasty. Sounds like a tasty dinner, Box Puppy. Maybe the ditchlings were, like, summoned as part of a ritual or something like that. Stella. I'd assumed the spiral we found was some sort of nest made by the ditchlings, but yeah, maybe we had cause and effect backwards. I'm writing it down. Kanika. It's much more likely that thing was a nest than that it was some sort of magical ritual site. So, about the coal mines here. Kanika visibly shudders. I get cold sweats just thinking about being in a place like that. I feel for the guys who work up there. I could never. Stella. Speak for yourself. I love a good crevasse. What happened after the mine collapse? The book just kind of glosses over that. Oscar. There was a union for a little bit, but it didn't last. There's not a whole lot written about the past century here. Kanika. Yeah, the Scarlet Hollow Mine isn't exactly the most ethically run business. Stella. No offense or anything, I'm sure Tabby runs the mines better than Charles Shaw did. Kanika. Still hasn't let the union in, though. There's a reason she and I don't talk. A union-busting mine collapsed from poor working conditions. Color me shocked. Stella. Yeah, it's pretty awful. Oscar. That's what that sculpture out front is for. Commemorating all... Oh, I was doing a laughing sound because I was thinking he was going to talk about them running out on the rail, so I'll start that over. Oh, interesting, Box Puppy. You have a theory that the ditchling nest is where one of the sin stones is? Interesting. Oscar. That's what the sculpture out front is for, commemorating all the men and children who died that day. Kanika. Every kid in Scarlet Hollow learns about the collapse of 1918. Our teachers love to emphasize how many children they had working down there, probably to try and show us how good we have it or whatever. Low bar, if you ask me. Stella. You know, that could be what the ditchlings are warning us about. Another collapse. Writing it down on the list of potential disasters. Kanika. Yeesh, Stella, that's morbid. And besides, it was all Charles Shaw's fault. The labor market is way more strict now. There's no way you could get away with the kind of safety cutbacks he pulled. Oscar. Y'all don't actually think the mine is about to collapse, right? Kanika. No, I don't think so. Oscar. Phew! Had me worried there for a second. Famous last words on all parts. Oh, interesting that the ditchling nest might be where the original Scarlet cabin used to be. That's cool. Or that's a cool theory, rather. I like that idea. Also, yeah, Box Puppy, if only they knew. Famous last words. Kanika. I hate to give Tabitha any credit, but the mine is safer now than it was back then. Still, what a horrible thought. Stella. You never know. You guys really seem to have a bone to pick with Charles Shaw. Kanika. That's what happens when someone directly causes a monumental disaster, especially in a small town like this. People tend to spit when they hear your name. Stella. He got run out of town on a rail, you know? And that's not a figure of speech. Back then, they actually tied you to a rail and ran you out of town. There's a big mural of it over on the far wall. Kanika. He got off easy, if you ask me. I'm just sorry, just trying to decide which thing to say. Sure, what if the ditchlings are coming from the mines? Maybe there's some sort of subterranean creatures the miners accidentally dug up. I'm just having fun throwing out totally wacky theories. Like, maybe there's some sort of subterranean creature the miners accidentally dug up. Kanika. Not gonna lie, at this point I'd believe that. Stella. It'd certainly tick off a bunch of cryptid boxes. Oscar. The mines have been active for over 150 years. I'd be surprised if they'd only managed to dig something up now. You guys seem pretty serious about this, huh? So, Silas Scarlet. Yeah, wow, I'm definitely not gonna, yeah. Yeesh, I figured old money from the South wouldn't be great, but, he, sure did some things to get where he was, huh? Oscar. That book is a perfect example of why you should use multiple sources for your research instead of trusting the first thing you read on the subject. Kanika. Yup. Dude was a monster. The mines made a lot of money during the Civil War, too, and you can probably guess which side a North Carolinian business owner would be working for. Stella. Sorry you're related to him. Do you think the ditchlings are here for retribution? Stella. That seems tenuous. Assuming Kanika's mom is right, they're here as an omen, not because they're going to do something themselves. Though I like choosing that option because it means my character was a little bit prescient about retribution. You can get Stella to believe in mountain lions with the folk monster one? Oh, did I choose incorrectly? I'm gonna go back a little because I don't remember which one was the folk monster one, or I actually haven't gotten to the folk monster stuff. Should I have read the book? Oh, I didn't read the book. It's fine. I'll get Stella to believe in mountain lions another time. Because I skipped the mountain lion story in this one. Ugh. Ugh. Alright. Kanika. And I think we know how I feel on the matter. So, Appalachian folk monsters. Yeah, I only read that Queen Knocker thing and I'm way too far to go back. Yeah, alright. I will not subject stream to me going back and redoing, because at this point I've moved so far past that it's not going to be in the autosaves. So, I will remember that. But thank you, Box Puppy, for for telling me that's there, because that will enable me to get the achievement. I'll go back through it on my own at some point. Alright. Do you think the ditchlings are Tommyknockers? What with the whole warning thing? Stella. Good thought. But Tommyknockers live in mines. It's like their whole thing. I'm gonna write it down, though. Kanika. Tommyknockers are literally just the sounds that happen when a bunch of rocks and wood are about to collapse. Stella. Are they? Or are they the sound of mysterious creatures pounding on the rocks and support beams with hammers to cause a collapse? There's simply no way to know. Alright. Do you think Wayne factors into any of this? Kanika. I honestly wouldn't be shocked. There's something seriously wrong with him. Like, I can viscerally feel it in my guts. Maybe he's sick. Maybe that has something to do with what you saw in the woods. I don't know. Stella. I'd buy it. Also, I just want to comment, I love Stella's little drawing of the ditchling. What do y'all think? Stella. There's an awful lot of mine-related stuff in my notes. Maybe that should be our next stop. We can poke around, find out if anyone's seen anything weird. Kanika. Just to clarify, you're suggesting we go question some of the miners, right? We are not poking around unprepared in the actual mines, right? Stella. Silence. Kanika. Right? Stella. Yeah, totally, 100%. I would never. We don't even have a good reason to go down there. Kanika. Good. Let's keep it that way. You know how I feel about mines. Stella. I promise, Nieks, we're just gonna go question some of the miners. And if that questioning gives us a good reason to poke around, say, a cool abandoned coal mine, then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Kanika. You can cross that bridge when we come to it. I am not going underground. Stella. I'm just messing with you. We'll stick to the surface. Kanika. Okay, good. And hopefully we can find out what happened to Wayne while we're at it. Maybe Tabitha can help us out. Kanika. Ha! No, I don't think she'd be super jazzed to see any of us snooping around the mines. I can't imagine what she'd do if we actually bothered her while she's trying to run the place. Stella. She does get a little grumpy when she's at work. Kanika. She gets grumpy-er at work. I'm pretty sure snark is that girl's baseline level of existence. Chatting over dinner might be a better way to get to know her. If you're okay eating boxed mac and cheese. Stella. We can sneak around the mines, no problem. I'll make sure to keep my eyes peeled for her. She won't even know we were there. Look at us, going out on a caper together. I missed this. Kanika. I missed it too. I mean, sure, it's not under the best circumstances, but I've been so wrapped up in running the store, I didn't realize how much I missed being able to hang out with you. Though, there is something missing. Stella and Kanika at the same time. Reese. Kanika. I really missed that dude. I can't believe how long it's been since we've seen each other. Have you seen him lately? Stella. Nope, I've tried to plan stuff, but he's been too sick. Kanika. I didn't realize it was getting so bad. That poor guy. Stella. You know, we could just pop over and surprise him. He seemed excited to meet Rowan. Maybe we'll finally get him to leave his little cave. Kanika. Hell yeah, let's do it. Stella. Alright, let's roll out. See ya, Oscar. We'll let you know if we run into Rosalina. Oscar. Thanks, guys. I'll keep you all posted. Reese's home stands at the edge of the forest wall, an isolated buffer cushioning the rest of the town from an unending wilderness. Stella. Reese, it's Stella. I brought some buddies, too. Shh, not so loud. He's still sleeping. Can I help you with something? The woman in the doorway stares directly into your eyes. You can practically feel her simmering irritation washing over you. Kanika. Hi, Dr. Kelly. We were wondering if it would be okay if Reese could come hang out. Stella. Nothing strenuous, we promise. Dr. Kelly. I'm not going to wake him up. If he's sleeping, he probably needs it. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now, anyway. Kanika. Oh no, poor Reese. Stella. It's just been so long since neither of us have gotten the chance to hang out with him. I'm sure he and Rowan would get along super well, too. Ah, it's the puppy dog eyes. Hi, I'm Rowan. Vivian's kid? Dr. Kelly. I know who you are. The way she avoids looking at you as she speaks makes you feel like you've done something wrong, even though you're pretty sure you've done nothing at all. Reese's mom turns back to the house, sighing. Sorry, I know that was a little rude. You just want to hang out with Reese, and he misses both of you too. She sighs again, as if deciding whether to finish her thought. He's usually feeling his best around mid-afternoon. Why don't you come over tomorrow? We can have some supper and y'all can hang out for a bit. I don't promise he'll be perky, but I'm sure it'll brighten his spirits to see you two again. And I suppose you can come too, Rowan. Stella. That would be great. I can bring a side dish. Maybe deviled eggs? Does he still eat those? Dr. Kelly. No, eggs are a little much for him. They don't settle well. You can leave the cooking to me. I know what he can handle. Stella. Okay, I'll bring soda then. Dr. Kelly. That's not... Okay, yes, fine. You can bring soda. Nothing with caffeine. Ginger ale, preferably. Oh, and leave the dog at home. Stella. She might cheer him up. You know they have those therapy dogs in hospital. Dr. Kelly. No dogs. Kanika. Thanks so much, Dr. Kelly. We'll stop bothering you now. See you later. Yeah, interesting. I get the odd feeling that Dr. Kelly knew our mom pretty well. Fair enough. Dr. Kelly nods in acknowledgement and quickly shuts the door. Yeah, the way she kind of glares at you. That's an interesting theory, Box Puppy. Right, so Dr. Kelly nods in acknowledgement and quickly shuts the door. The sound of several locks clicking into place can be heard from within. Kanika. God, that woman makes me so nervous. Stella. I remember she used to be so nice and carefree when we were kids. She always had the best stickers when we had to get our shots. Maybe she's just stressed about Reese. Kanika. Or maybe she's just nice to kids. Stella. Either way, I guess it's just the three of us. You gonna drive? Kanika. Yeah, sorry. I don't like the thought of going up there without the van. Stella. Cool, I'll take my shortcut then. It shouldn't take long for me to get there. You're welcome to tag along, Rowan. Don't worry, I won't be offended if you'd rather ride with Kanika. I'm sure you're probably sick of the woods. Kanika. Either way works for me. You know, I don't think I have a run where I have committed to romancing Kanika, so I think maybe this will be the one. I'm not gonna push Stella. I'll ride with Kanika. See you at the mines. Kanika is a careful driver, but her old van still bumps around on the mountain roads. Kanika. Thanks for indulging us on that little diversion. Reese's mom can be a lot, but I'm glad we have solid plans for tomorrow. Stella and I haven't really seen much of him the past few years. That sort of isolation can't be good for his health, no matter what his mom says. I'm gonna start with Reese because we're just talking about it. So what's actually going on with Reese? Kanika. Good question. I wish I knew. His mom's been saying he's sick for years, and it's not like she's wrong about it. He's been a wreck the few times I've seen him. That's rough. Kanika. Yep. Does Stella have a thing with cars? It took some convincing to get her to ride back with Duke last night, even after everything that happened in the woods. She brushed me off when I asked her about it last night, too. I was wondering if there's more to it than just, like, not liking them? Kanika. Wait, she actually got in a car last night? She must have been really freaked out. That's how her parents died. Car crash. She was in the car, too. Just some cuts and bruises. But she doesn't like cars and tries her best to stay away from them. I don't think she's ever going to actually leave this town. Holy shit. Poor Stella. Kanika. Yeah, it just wasn't fair. She's such a sweetheart, and so were her folks. Breaks my heart. Have you ever thought about living somewhere else? Kanika. Asking the real questions, huh? I can respect that. Yeah, this wasn't the plan, and it still isn't. I was actually a couple years into vet school, top of my class I might add, when my dad died. My mom wasn't up for running the store, and my brother, well, you'll meet Miles if you haven't already. I only wanted to take a semester off, help get them back on their feet, but it's been a year and change now. It's not just about my family, too. The general store? That's the general store. If it winds up going under, it's hard not to imagine the whole town collapsing with it. Maybe I'll get to go back next semester. Vet school? Just like Stella's mom. Kanika. You know, I never really thought of it that way, but yeah, I guess you're right. I am not going to say the thing about the Dead Parent Club. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one. You shouldn't wait on other people for permission to live your life. Kanika. A little harsh, but I guess you're not wrong. I suppose it's hard to think about what I want with other people relying on me like this. I appreciate the vote of confidence. Not a lot of people here share your perspective. Do you have any other theories on what's going on, aside from what we talked about at the library? Kanika. I don't know. I don't think there's enough information yet to support any strong conclusions. Like, I've been wondering if maybe what you two saw was some sort of mutated animal, like a strain of hairless monkeys or raccoons or something. Do you know about Morgan Island? It's off the coast of South Carolina, and there's a whole population of rhesus monkeys infected with herpes. Like 4,000 of them. Maybe the ditchlings are some sort of alopecia research monkeys. Which sounds ridiculous now that I said it out loud. Forget I said anything. No, I totally buy that. Those weird sounds, the not quite human-like ape-like appearance? The not quite human ape-like appearance? Oh, Box Puppy, sorry, I missed exactly what you said that for, but god, that's a mood. There's a lot of things here that have been kind of mood. Was it the not waiting on someone else to live your life? Maybe? Kanika. Okay, good. Glad I don't sound nuts. You and Kanika sit in comfortable silence for the last few minutes of the ride. Okay, yeah. I pegged that one right. Yeah, that's part of why I said it. Even though it was one of the slightly harsher options, I'm like, that shit needs to be said. You and Kanika arrive at the mines before Stella. Kanika. Stella's probably going to be another couple of minutes. Stella. Pant, pant. Hey, y'all! How was the ride? Oof. I'm going to put Gretchen down for a sec. Kanika. Did you run here? Stella. Yep. Felt like getting a good run in. I didn't want to keep y'all waiting. You didn't Kanika. You didn't run into any of those creatures, did you? Stella. Nope. Kanika. That makes sense. They're probably nocturnal. I don't know if I should feel relieved or disappointed. But we're all here. What's the plan? Stella. I guess we just go talk to people? Kanika. I guess so. Stella. I should probably be on lookout duty. I'm a bit of a persona non grata in the mines. Oh, Box Puppy, that's a really good point. Keep in mind romancing Neeks will be hard while being a good cousin. Maybe that wasn't the best combo to come up with, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I am more invested in being a good cousin than romancing Kanika, so I'll try, but if it doesn't work out, at least I will have a best friendship with my cousin. Anyway, Kanika. Tabitha? Stella. Yeah, I might have tried sneaking in to talk to her a time or two too many. And Gretchen makes it extra hard to be sneaky. Kanika. We're probably less likely to get caught if only one of us is snooping around down there. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, powerful build. I'm sure I'll fit right in with a bunch of burly coal miners. Kanika, you're gonna do great. So, the plan. You know those cheesy old rom-coms where somebody wears an earpiece on their first date? Stella. Whoa, do you have some kind of surveillance setup in the back of your van that I didn't know about? Kanika. What? No. I have a pair of earbuds with a really good mic. We can just do a group call. Kanika hands you a pair of earbuds. We can feed you questions if you get stuck, and Stella can give you a heads up if Tabitha's headed your way. Stella. Dang, I've missed doing this sort of thing with you. You're so thorough. Kanika. Aw, thanks. I do my best. Stella. I guess we should part ways and start the call, yeah? Stella and Kanika break off, leaving you alone at the entrance to the mines. Your phone buzzes. Stella. Hey. Kanika. Can you hear us? Try saying something. You're loud and clear. Stella. Cool. Same goes for you. Nothing to do now but enter the worksite. You pass through the unlocked fence and enter the property of the Scarlet Hollow Mine. I'm in. Kanika. Alright, Morpheus. Good to know. I'm going to start by... Yes, I do want the best cousin options. I mean, my plan is to go talk to Tabitha here, but I wanted to, like, maybe do one round of talking to miners first. You approach the nearest group of miners. A blonde woman, a broad-shouldered man, and an old-timer. Their uniforms identify them as Harrison, Davis, and Zax. Zax. You got a reason to be bothering us? Yeah, I'm gonna be... I like my cousin, so I'm gonna say, hey there, I'm Tabitha's cousin. Zax. Yeah, we know. Me and Davis were in the diner yesterday when you popped in. Davis. How can we help? Seen anything weird lately? Harrison. Nope, nothing at all. Zax. You make sure to tell your cousin that, okay? Kanika. Maybe letting them know you're related to Tabitha wasn't a good idea. Do you know anything about a guy named Wayne? Zax. Yeah, we knew him. Davis. He was such a cut-up. Miss that dude. Kenai option. Why are you talking about him in the past tense? I met him last night. Kanika. Good question. Davis. Wait, what? Zax. No way. Harrison. Isn't that the guy y'all said was, Zax. Well, I guess he ain't. And he hasn't even skipped town, huh? Pretty unexpected turn of events, if you ask me. Davis. What a relief. Thought something awful had happened to the poor guy. What did you think happened to him? Zax. What do you think you are, some sort of cop? You remain silent. Zax. Yeah, I don't like the smell of this one bit. I know bait when I see it. Let's get out of here. Our shift's about to start anyway. Harrison. Sorry. The miners pack up their things and leave. Stella. Maybe it was just me, but they seemed to think Wayne was dead, right? Kanika. It wasn't just you. Don't worry about the miners storming off like that. That's some pretty good info. I am going to approach one more group of miners, but not the third group. Okay, cool. You can talk to the first two groups and still go to Tabby after. It's when you talk to the third group that you get locked out of it. Yeah, that's what I thought, but thanks for the confirmation. I appreciate it. You head over to the next group of miners. Kenai. A flash of movement in your periphery stops you in your tracks. There's something lurking in the shadows to your right, and against your better judgment, you turn to face it. Wait, you shouldn't be up here. It's dangerous.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, your buddies seem to think you're dead.
Wait,
Stay home. Wait for the week to end. Don't keep putting yourself in the path of danger. This is all I ask.
I'm trying to manage that voice. I'm trying to manage wanting to do a creepy voice and not wanting to kill my throat doing it, so just comes out. Sorry if it comes out a little awkward. I might try to work on something else for it.
before you can say another word, the figure is gone. Kanika. Hey, Rowan, are you still there? We've just been getting static from you. Wayne got the jump on me. Stella. Whoa, I thought I saw you talking to someone down there. Are you okay? He told me to stay at the estate for the rest of the week. That I'd be safe there. Why would he tell me that? Kanika. What the hell is that supposed to mean? He must have been threatening you, right? Stella. The plot thickens. Actually, no. I think I'm going to change my mind on that. Because I think good cousin run means I'm worried enough that I'm going to talk to Tabitha. I need to talk to Tabitha about this. The other miners think this guy's dead, even though he's still lurking around the camp. Stella. Totally get that. Kanika. If you're sure, tipping her off might make it hard to talk to anyone else. I'm gonna go find Tabitha. I'm gonna, I think that is, while I could have gone to the second group of miners, I think for me that feels like a natural transition for this run. You make your way to the trailer in the middle of camp. I'm gonna split the difference. I'm gonna tell them, I am gonna hang up on them because it feels rude to go in there and talk to Tabby with them on the phone, but I am going to tell them that I'm gonna do that. Hey guys, I'm gonna hang up real quick. I don't want Tabitha to think I'm spying on her. You disconnect from the call before opening the door. You enter Tabitha's trailer and find her sitting at her desk, head buried in her hands. Kenai. The bulletin board is plastered with wanted posters for Stella, as well as a number of suspiciously ordinary photos of her and Gretchen. Aww, that's precious. She's got the wanted posters about her being banned, but then Tabby also put up some cute normal pictures because she just likes looking at Stella's face. That's my interpretation. Tabitha. What are you doing here? I think I actually might go with... I could just jump to who is Wayne. I definitely am not going to do these lower ones. They all feel bad. Maybe I'll do the Explorer. I can just leave if you want. Tabitha. No, you're already here. Might as well tell me what's so important. Actually, I mean, I came to talk to her about Wayne, so I think I'll talk to her about Wayne. Who is Wayne? He keeps following me. Tabitha sighs. I don't know who you think has been following you, but it's not him. If you're going around asking questions about Sam Wayne, you're probably going to hear some rumors. I'm sorry I said that I didn't know him last night. You caught me off guard, and I didn't know what to say. Sam was friendly with me. He even came around to the estate a few times, and a lot of the workers here just can't seem to get over it. He disappeared, and despite what a lot of people seem to be insinuating, I don't know what happened to him. I don't even know if he's alive. Whatever, it's fine. I know it's easy to blame the mean boss for that sort of thing, but I digress. If someone's following you, you should just stay at the estate, where it's safe. Yeah, I'm gonna go with... I don't think the estate is safe. He was watching me from outside my room. Look at this boot print I found in the garden, facing my window. You show Tabitha the photo you took earlier today. Tabitha, that's a little unsettling. But I assure you, the estate is well guarded against intruders. I won't let anything bad happen to you this week. I promise. Sorry, I guess it was just, I won't let anything happen to you this week. I promise. Look, if it'll make you feel better, I can ask some of my men about him. I doubt much will come of it, though. Not many employees want to get caught tattling to their boss. Yeah, let's talk about the ditchlings and the mine collapse. There are monsters in the woods, Tabitha. I know it's hard to take this seriously, but we caught them on camera, and they're supposedly a portent of doom for the town. I'm not asking you to believe me, but I'm asking you to take me seriously. Tabitha, I don't know anything about monsters in the woods, but if there's some kind of doom coming for this town, it'll be because I'm not able to do my job. Coal is a tough industry, Rowan, as I'm sure you know. The seams in these hills aren't exactly untapped either. This mine has been operating for almost 200 years. It'll run dry at some point, maybe even in my lifetime, but I'll do whatever I have to if it means this place lasts just a little longer. Over 100 people work for me, and for each of those people, this is it. This is the best job they're ever going to get. I don't like doing layoffs. I don't like doing cuts. I don't like seeing my childhood home crumble around me. But every day I get up and do what needs to be done to save this town from ruin. Not that I believe anything when it comes to Stella and monsters, but who cares if you two saw a harbinger of doom? I see that every day. Damn, Tabby. Whew. Yeah, you leave it at that. Tabitha, look, I'm kind of swamped right now. I was actually getting ready for a big meeting when you walked in. But if you want, you can just wait here for an hour or so, and I can swing back when I'm done and pick you up. Just don't go around bothering my men. Don't move a muscle. Don't so much as make eye contact with them. They're supposed to be working. I'll see you then. Tabitha leaves the room. As soon as she's gone, you place Kanika's earbuds back in your ears and redial the group. Stella, hey, is everything good? Okay, I want to choose one of the top two. But Tabitha asked me really specifically asked me not to go around pestering the miners. Before I could be like, well, she never asked me not to, but now she did specifically ask me not to. And I'm not going to push the boundaries that hard, so I'm going to say Tabitha was actually really helpful. Let's meet back up. She was helpful about the Wayne situation, and her perspective on ditchlings was certainly interesting. Tabitha was actually really helpful. Let's meet back up. Kanika, really? That's incredibly surprising. No use sticking around here. Head back outside to regroup with Stella and Kanika. Alright, this actually feels like a perfect place to leave off. Like, this is a scene transition that will transition us into the big climactic bit of this chapter, and so that feels like a really good place to come in on next time. And also, this is right about when I wanted to end. Well, I was planning to go till about 6, and so I feel like, yeah, this is where I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna take a very quick look at this thing here and check this. So yeah, so I'm hoping to, like I said, I'm hoping to keep up the Scarlet Hollow streams for every Sunday that I'm not actively busy, but I'll also try to keep my schedule updated in the Discord. And I'm gonna stop scheduling myself for Sundays when I have something earlier in the day, because the number of times where I've been like, oh, I'll get home in time, and then I've gotten home like an hour late or more, I'm like, yeah, maybe I should just err on the side of caution and just not schedule if I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Alright, so there's no one obvious that I am comfortable rating, so we're just gonna call it there. But yeah, so this was fun. I was glad to get back to it. I should hopefully be back next week, and I think next week I'm gonna do my usual thing of matching it up so that I'll be switching it back to 8 p.m. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to do that thing I talked about doing before, where it's like 8 p.m. one week on Sunday and 4 p.m. the next week on Sunday, because I have an every other Sunday night thing. And I like doing the thing where I can raid into Johnny One Take's stream when I can, but, you know. So yeah, so we'll leave it here and hopefully pick up from here next week at 8 p.m. So, alright, thank you so much, everyone who hung out, especially Box Puppy, also to Pau and Pukara, and Six Card for lurking, and Johnny One Take for stopping in and saying hi, and anyone else who might have been hanging out and watching and lurking, and anyone who is watching this later. I appreciate you all very, very much, and I will be back on Monday for the next installment of Cinderella Phenomenon. Bye!